He's so tall, and he's almost done writing his pilot. I want you guys to show a lot of love. Start clapping. Start getting the energy up.
Is it okay that we're doing this?
Yeah.
This is okay? This is your Friday night. Okay. Okay, in that case, Ant-Man, that's an uncle. Okay? That's my best joke. Okay? So, get used to hi everyone, my name is Sean Peecook, which, fun fact, is a name you can have. Not all of us can be Jake Letizia. So, this show is Our Moms Are Coming. So, yes, my mom is here. Give it up for my mom. Wait, Mom? Wait. You guys, my mom is not here. Last week, she was going to drive over for my sister's wedding. That's right, my sister's like, I'm getting married. I'm like, I'm doing 30, so fuck you. You're not special. And, after the wedding, you know how weddings go. She was just walking along with her centerpieces. We're putting her back in the car, and she did fall through an entire plate glass window storefront and landed on a pile of glass, and more glass fell on her. She got stabbed a lot of times all over her body. This is completely true. Yeah. So, just anything to get out of supporting me creatively. Do you know what I mean? Oh, there's the excuse. Oh, you have some bone deep stab wounds? Okay. My mom is okay. Bad news, she is not going to be here tonight. But good news is, if she was, we'd all enter into a Final Destination situation. So Josh would be crooning, and these would explode, and the doors would lock, and we'd all die. So okay, kind of a violent start for us here. Guys, it's Pride Month. Let's give it up for Pride Month. I was booked in May, and I'm booked in July, but this is the only show I have in June. Starting to think that the comedy scene doesn't realize I made out with a guy 3 summers ago. Let me explain. He thought I was gay, and I didn't want to be rude. So, I'm straight, but I have manners. Do you know what I mean? I also met Simon 3 summers ago. Simon is not the man I made out with. Of course, I have made out with Simon. That's not the point. We don't have time for those circumstances. But I met Simon 3 summers ago. He was talking to this beautiful woman about Joni Mitchell, and I think he was really excited to be talking to her, and she was just excited to be talking about Joni Mitchell. And he asked for her number, and she said, "You can follow me on Instagram." So, I think they're married. I think they got married, I think. And then afterwards, we kept drinking and commiserating, and he spilled red wine on their outdoor white couch. And then he got drunker, and he spilled red wine on their indoor couch. They were like, "Give us money right now." And I was like, "That's my best friend for life. Let's go. Let's go." Give it up for our openers, Tatiana Frank and Josh Nasser. They're amazing. This is like when Radiohead opened for Sugar Ray. That's perfect. Okay. Let's get into some jokes. My name is Sean Peecook. I look like I play every member of my family in a one-man show. Sort of my vibe. Little about me, I like to be dominated by women. Yeah. Which is why I joined the modern American workforce. Wow. These women are good. Okay, they're circling back. They got my ass. And by the way, guys, I'm joking. Okay. I'm gonna wear a beanie. You should see your faces. Yeah, right. You're stupid. I took the train here. You ever notice that either everybody on the train is hot, or like nobody on the train is hot? Or like some people on the train are hot? Or maybe one person is? I think that covers it. I saw a story recently where like the world's... Thank you. I saw this story recently that was like, oh, the world's best violinist went undercover and he played in the subway and nobody cared. And I think the message was like, don't let your surroundings determine your value. But what I got from it is to go up to every Subway performer and go, I know who you are. Just start picking away their face. Yeah, Ed Sheeran, okay. I know you're in there. I know you're in there. I'm still working from home. Is anybody else so lonely? I'm like, this email could have been a meeting. Like, how are the kids, dog? Like, pickleball soon, you know? Like, don't just see me, like, see me. Do you know what I mean? I'm so lonely lately that I keep my phone set to do disturb. You gotta text me that says, Sean's waiting. Simon will tell you, I text back quick. I text back real quick. I heard a fun fact recently. I heard that you actually get more dopamine from taking an ice plunge than you do from snorting cocaine. That's crazy, right? Yeah, so now I'm just doing all my coke in the ice bath. I'm just shivering thinking of small business ideas. Yeah, like, ooh, what if there was a really warm towel? Took a flight recently, and my favorite thing to watch on the plane is the flight tracker. It starts slow, but stick with it, it really goes somewhere. I did accidentally get way too high on mushrooms before a flight recently. On purpose, it was a choice I made. And when you hear those announcements for like 10 minutes straight, it kind of sounds like they're saying, airplane is now, is airplane. And I'm like, yes, we sky soon. Like, I was so high on that plane that I like understood the movie Tenet. Does that make sense? Ryan, does that make sense to you? He's the one guy who's definitely seen it. Okay, cool. I'm getting older. Okay, nobody disagrees, rude. One thing that's weird about getting older is I'm like becoming less ironic. Like now I think live, laugh, love is beautiful. Like now I'll just be going on my day and I'm like, oh my god, what have I been doing? It is 1 o'clock. I'm gonna be late to work. I am getting older. I'm in my 30s and I moved back in with roommates. Which is crazy because that's exactly what the witch told me would happen. How did she know? She's always right. I moved back with roommates and my cat has since been exclusively sleeping in my roommate's bed. I don't want to be dramatic, but murder, suicide. Nobody's gonna know. Now that my cat sleeps in my roommate's bed, I kind of feel like I'm losing an episode of Love Island every single night. Like I thought we had banter. I do have a plan though. I'm going to introduce an absolute bombshell tabby into the household. Really fuck with his head. Sometimes though he does slink back in the room at 3 a.m. We are so toxic. We are so toxic. And if you're wondering, that roommate is Betty. That's the homewrecker right there. You should be ashamed of yourself. My parents' dog recently turned 15. Let's give it up for Peecook. Except for my dad says she's 105. I don't believe in dog years. I don't think that dog remembers the Great Depression. I think we're just too afraid to admit that dogs just die as teenagers. Yeah. Every dog death is just Mandy Moore and a walk to remember. Okay. You had to put your dog down. You need a school-wide assembly. Okay. They try to like make it positive. They're like, oh, she's living such a good long life, and I'm like, she's dying a blind virgin. So I don't know if you remember being a teenager. That's worst case scenario. This joke is actually a little old. She did pass away a few months ago. I know, right before prom. She was gonna look so good. I recently went to the Vanderbilt Mansion. Have you heard of the Vanderbilt Mansion? It's the Biltmore. It's the America's largest house. There's 160 rooms. Yeah, they have a room for everything. There's like the tea room, there's the conversation room, there's the dissociate room, there's like everything. And I realized I live in New York, I'm doing every single thing in one room. I'm breaking up in the sex room and having sex in the damn tapestry corridor. Are we in therapy? Are we in therapy? I did just fire my therapist recently. Found out he was 14 days older than me. I don't know how much you want your therapist to be older than you. I know it is not a fortnight. Like, oh, you're gonna go to Jamestown and deliver a message and come back, that's how much wiser you are fuck you, okay. No. I also don't like that he's a the same age. It's like, are you also doing an HBO Girls rewatch? Like, what? Why does my therapist know that he's a jet set? Like, fuck you. I've been working on myself for a while. I'm getting kind of tired of working on myself, so now I'm just going to work on my neighbor Greg instead. So, his problems are new and exciting to me. I actually have found a new therapist recently, and they helped me figure out my attachment style. Apparently mine is Velcro. Yeah, you try to leave me and I go, shh, shh, shh. You guys, if you didn't like that joke, Tatiana wrote it, and if you did like that joke, Tatiana wrote it. Tatiana wrote that joke. I have a new therapist, and I was like 6 sessions in when I found out that they're actually like a queer specializing, like trans specializing therapist, right? Like LGBT therapist. And I was like, is it okay I'm here? He's like, yeah, you did 4 years of theater, you're fine. But the best thing about having a queer therapist is now I can just run by all my jokes. I'm like, is this okay to say? And he's like, not this one. Not this one. Hey, you ever look at a picture of your ex and suddenly it's nighttime? What is that? That's crazy. A lot of people look at, like, pictures of their ex, I rotate her in my mind like a 3D cube, okay? Get on my level. I'm doing the Queen's Gambit, okay? He's on this my ex wrote me a letter after our breakup explaining her feelings. She sent it to me via Google Doc. I immediately requested comment access. I had notes. First of all, who the fuck is Anonymous Platypus? Okay, I'll fucking kill him. My ex also published a poem about me. Man. Fellas, turns out poetry is way better when it's about you. Turns out poetry fucking rules, actually. I was like, yes, my eyes do look like sea creatures. Thank you for noticing. Like, nobody's ever told me that. I was dating somebody last year with an amazing jawline. She kind of looked like Timothée Chalamet. He's my type. And I realized I always date women with great jawlines because I think I'm trying to give my future children just a fighting chance at a normal life. It's okay, pumpkin. Daddy's gonna get you a normal skull, okay? I think my family's really tall, so we're not prioritizing, chins. I think we have really sexy foreheads. Okay? We all have really sexy foreheads. Do we have any Adderall takers in the crowd? We have one person finishing their pilot. What's it about? It's a girl in the city and it's crazy. It's crazy. I took Adderall for the first time last year. I took 150 milligrams of Adderall, which is like a 3-day weekend amount of Adderall. I did not know that. It was, and I immediately feel insane, and I'm ready to be productive to finish my pilot. That was a year ago that I was talking about. And I'm ready to be productive, and the person I'm seeing calls me and says, hey Sean, we need to talk. I have not listened to a woman harder in my entire life. I was like, I hear you, I see your bones. And I was just listening to everything she had to say, and she's like, oh, you have anything to say? I'm like, my mouth is really dry. I think Adderall's supposed to give you focus, but for me it just gave me empathy. I was like, yeah bitch, dump him, okay? I agree. This person always had their notifications on silence. Yeah, every time I texted her, I felt like I was waking mommy from a very special nap. But do we know that you can notify somebody when their notifications are on silence? Do we know this? There's a notify anyway button. Is anybody here pressing it? We have some psychopaths in the crowd. Okay. I would never press this. If I was a baby in a hot car, I would not press this button. Okay. When you press it, it literally shakes the screen. It's like you're throwing a fucking tantrum. Okay. You never really want to do anything anyway, right? Doing something anyway is the difference between I'm going to the baptism and I'm going to the baptism anyway. They don't want you at that baptism. You should go. It's your son. It's your son. You should go. I had a breakup last year, and after the breakup, my influencer ex announced that she was taking a dating break. She's going to go celibate for a bit. And then the New York Times ran a feature on it, which is crazy. But I do think that whatever your ex is doing should be national news. I'm like, yeah, people are finally paying attention. Okay, this is, I think the news should be 120 dead in a factory fire, inflation is up, and yeah, she was talking to a guy at a coffee shop, and after the breakup, I was still trying to date and have sex, so I reached out to the Washington Post. They were not interested. they were not interested in my story. No. Sorry, I've been way too many jokes about my exes. I'm sorry to my girlfriend. I think that was 9 in a row, I think that was. I'm so sorry, okay. No, I'm gonna do dating jokes about being a hoe though now. I was dating a lot last summer. I took an STD test, and not to brag, I did get a 1400, so sort of a perfect score. They're like, you're going to Harvard and you're dying. I was dating a lot last summer. I was on Tinder and I saw this photo verified account. There's only 2 photos. Both of them were Sandy from SpongeBob. And I was like, no. It's not possible. We don't have the technology. I did spend all night looking for Mrs. Puff though. I was like, what them gills do, okay. And then I set my age range from 7 to 11. Very mature for a fish, okay. Listen, when you do a 30, we do the bad jokes. When you get me for 10, I won't do any of those jokes, okay. I was also on Hinge, and this person sent me a like, and they had the Together We Could prompt. Yeah, they said, together we could topple capitalism, dismantle the patriarchy, and abolish the police. Literally, no, we cannot. These are famously hard problems. People have been trying. Okay. So guys, do we dare go for a 3rd dating app joke? Should we do it? All right. My friend tried to tell me about Field last year. Do we know about Field? It's the kink app. Obo Gilmore's not in the crowd, but who we got? Okay. Cat knows about Field, and Marla knows about Field. Okay. Field is the kink app, and on it, my friend lists himself as a dom. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen the subway doors close on this man. He was most of the way through. It just spit him right back out. Just kind of Looney Tunes him a little bit. I'm like, you're a dom, I'm Batman. What the fuck are we talking about? You know, hearing all these jokes in a row, I do sound like a slut. I do hear it. I was dating somebody a couple of years ago, and I broke things off after a few dates. Are you keeping track of all the people? Okay. And after a few dates, I ended things, and she blocked me. And then the next day, she added me on LinkedIn. So, yeah, y'all are playing games, I'm making money moves. She endorsed me for bad oral sex. That's the 5th so far. I have an interview at Deloitte. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm a middle child. I think being a middle child is a lot like being in a threesome. Because how do you two just know what to do? Like you're the leader and you're the baby? Okay. I'll just be over here working on my sense of humor. I don't know. I've never had a threesome, which every single person in this room knows with complete certainty. But like a while ago, I was dated 2 queer women, and I introduced them at a party, and then they went home together. Yeah, they cut out the middleman. I've never felt more like my mother. I'm like, why can't we all be at the dinner table together? Please. I've actually been seeing somebody though, and it's going really well. Her bangs look good today. She did a good job on her bangs. Not always, usually, not always. I think she's the best ever, so okay. I've been dating somebody and it's going really well. So well that I haven't written any jokes about her, it's terrible, it's awful. I did have the idea for it, I thought it was something funny, and I wrote it down in the middle of the night. It said, joke idea, loving without fear. Pretty funny, honestly, that's pretty good. I like being in a relationship. I am a bit of a romantic, but mostly just because I'm out of shape. Like during sex, I'm like, I simply must kiss you right now. I can't wait any longer. Would somebody say kissing break? I love it. My girlfriend is white. We're actually in a beautiful, proud white love. Yeah! We got Josh being racist in the back. Okay. So Some of you are shaking your heads. It's like, how do you think you get Fleetwood Mac songs? I remember the first time I brought her home to my two white parents. I was like, I don't care what you think. They were actually super accepting. People will surprise you. Not my grandma though. She was like, she's Irish. What the fuck? I would say we're in a beautiful, proud, straight love, but she said she may or may not be bisexual. I'm adding her during Pride Month, I'm so sorry. And I said, yeah, not on my watch, bitch, we're getting married, okay? You will never experience that side of yourself, okay? That's just the joke, of course she can. Love is about allowing, okay? We met on Tinder last year. What she does not know is that I was using Tinder for desktop. She did not find out that she was dating a serial killer. Okay. I never found out. Okay. I'm gonna do some light crowd work. Okay. Has anybody here hit puberty before? Is anybody? Yes, you, sir. You look very sexually mature. Because I did not hit puberty. This is completely true. I know it's confusing, but also doesn't explain my entire vibe, I think. I have a rare hormonal condition. A lot of people transition from man to woman, woman to man. I think I'm one of the few to transition from a boy to a man. Yeah, my pronouns are he, so. Like, I'm just living the movie big. Do you guys understand that? Every time I have sex with a woman, I'm like, dude, she bought it. And then I go dance on a piano. It was really weird not hitting puberty. I remember being in middle school, the teacher's like, yeah, your body is changing. And I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? And then all my friends were jerking off without me. I remember the doctor was like, yeah, your glands just don't quite know how to communicate with each other. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, like my parents, got it, okay. I'm just kidding, if you're on live stream, which there might be, that was a joke. I do take testosterone. Testosterone's super weird because when I take it, I feel myself literally becoming stronger. Or if I skip it for a few days, I can have a nice little ladies' weekend. Yeah, and one time the doctor accidentally doubled my dose. And I was like, yeah, I like war now. Okay. Yeah. I was watching Oppenheimer like, go, get him. I had to Google except for Ukraine. I'm like, good, it's still going. I was on so much testosterone for a bit that I was like, I don't know if men and women can be friends, actually. Yeah, I don't know if men and men can be friends. Okay. He feels me, he's looking good. He's looking good. Testosterone's weird, it's like a controlled substance. So it's really hard to get sometimes. Like you have to yell at your healthcare provider and they're like, please, sir, lower your voice. And I'm like, I'm trying. I'm trying. When I'm off testosterone, I immediately become like unsexual. Like I'll be watching Space Jam and I'm like, wow, Lola Rabbit has really good fundamentals. She's good with the bounce pass. She is. I think I look a lot younger for my age because of the testosterone thing. The official name for it is a Hannah Montana brother syndrome. You're like, oh, he's so fun. And you find out how old he is. He's like, why is he here? What is he doing? I was like 5'5" at 17 before I took testosterone. All this to say, I understand why Lance Armstrong did what he did. You get results. Okay, that's your only responsibility. No, I take testosterone. I pay for it every month. It's $20 and I can cancel anytime. So I basically have a subscription to being a man. They're like, yeah, you get full access to stronger, taller, hairier. And for $5 more, you can take accountability for your actions. I was like, I'll do the basic plan. The basic plan sounds good to me. No, I am a low T man. Like most men are able to go again in like 15 minutes. Whereas my refractory period is a season of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Just a delightful show. Love Midge. Love how they wrapped it up. You should watch it. The production value alone. No, but as a low T man, I don't have post-nut clarity. I have a pre-nut clarity, which is where I can see crimes before they happen. During sex, I'm like, something terrible is going to happen at the docks. We have to go. Yeah, we're going to end the set with some trauma dumping. I recently found out I could be sterile. Woo! Yeah, right. Yeah, I like to give it a positive spin now. Limited edition. Last of my kind. Somebody at a show recently was like, final sale. I don't think that's that funny. Not using that one. It's really sad, you know, being sterile, especially when you consider like how good my hairline is, you know. Pretty good lips, pretty tall, you know. It's like when Netflix canceled Glow. It's like people like this, okay? Let's have more of this, okay? I do know why I was canceled by God. It's because I own Wally on 2 different formats. He was like Blu-ray and Blu-ray DVD combo back. You're done. I went to the urologist a couple years ago, last year, and you know, they looked at my sample and they didn't even need to analyze it. They're like, "You think this is cum?" And everyone. Picked it up and drank it. They're like, it's nothing, dude. It's fucking, it's bleached Nickelodeon slime. Fuck you. It's terrible. No, but I remember the nurse took me to the room and they showed me the porn and they tried to explain to me what to do. I was like, I am familiar with the process. But being sterile is weird, unless you don't think so. Okay, cool. It's weird being sterile. It's weird to think about, you know, I want to have kids one day. Like my girlfriend's like, oh, I might want to have kids one day. And I'm like, yeah, I want a house one day. Okay, fuck you. The world is changing, okay? I do have to think about how I would, you know, have kids one day. Some people say, oh, your friend could, you know, give you the seed, right? I've heard that. So now I'm just thinking about which of my homies I want to cuck me. I'm like, oh, bro. I'd love to raise you into a fine young woman. Let's spend the next 18 years together. Yeah, it's like, maybe we could play Madden, or maybe you could make my wife complete with your seed. Whatever's chill, bro. Let's hang out later. Yeah, be more important to my daughter than me, whatever. That's chill. Do you guys know, like, when Apple replaced the gun emoji with a squirt gun emoji?
Yeah.
That happened to me. Okay. That happened to me. No, it is weird being sterile. One thing that's weird about it is my life technically has no meaning. Another thing that's weird about it is I don't think of my cum as cum anymore. I think of it as prop cum. During sex, I'm like, that was just for show. And every time I come, there's somebody backstage going, thanks guys, I've been Sean.